Welcome to the Beach Chair, where we talk about anything under the beautiful sun of La Union. From food, wellness, art, surfing, the community, and the people that make La Union a dream destination. Okay, for today's episode, it's gonna be an interesting one. We have filmmaker Chino Neri. Welcome to the Beach Chair, Chino.
Thank you for having me.
So, natutuwa ko sa show na to because it brings out all my frustration. Parang some of the episodes, we have artists. I'm a frustrated artist. And I love films.
Yeah.
Super. So, parang every time I come out, movie house or even Netflix or whatever, na may napanood ako isang sobrang magandang film, parang I wish I could make my own film. Alam ko it's a very hard process. So, you're a filmmaker by profession.
By profession, yeah.
By profession. So, ibig sabihin, you studied it and...
Yeah, I studied multimedia arts when I was in college. So, we learned mga different aspects of multimedia.
Okay.
Kasama rin yung filmmaking.
Okay. So you chose it as a major, minor?
Yeah,
or-
so I chose mga subjects na parang wala kasi kaming major
Okay.
that you have to choose which
Mm-mm.
major that you wanna pursue. Pero we were given an option kung ano yung mga subjects na pwede namin piliin as major subjects noong third or fourth year. And then also for our thesis, I chose to create a film.
So that was parang the last thing you need to do before you graduate?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after, did you pursue any more studies specifically for film or...
Actually, yung studies ko for film, I mean, how I learned filmmaking is through experience.
Your experience?
Yeah,
Okay.
hindi siya necessarily... Well, I wanted to go to film school. Parang may film school before sa Cebu, yung
Okay.
Bigfoot.
But you're based here in you're
I was
originally
based in
from Manila. Okay.
Yeah. And then I wanted to study film whether there or somewhere else. But yung opportunities hindi nag-line up for me. I actually ended up, one of my first jobs was in multimedia, like more of graphic design and web development.
Okay.
And then...
That's where you started?
That's how I started
Okay.
professionally. Yeah, parang racket ng websites, and then I got a job that required me to do events, tas mga posters for events, stuff like that. And then, biglang, well, I did a racket for a documentary na, parang very small racket lang. I was just starting. And then someone called me na, "Oy, I'm leaving this company and we need an editor to replace me." It was a production company which did advertising, tas mga TV shows, ganyan. And then, I knew how to edit, but parang I also felt like, okay, parang nagkasawa na ako dun sa mas static na trabaho,
work.
And then,
And then like what you've
Yeah.
said, everything you've learned is through experience.
yeah, it's through experience.
So basically, when you say filmmaker, ang hirap kasi ang daming aspect ng filmmaking,
Yeah.
di ba? So, are you a filmmaker director? Are you a filmmaker? Tama ba yung
Tama.
pagkakaintindi ko na parang you can be a producer, you can be like what you've
Yeah.
said, an editor, you can be a script writer. So when you say when you parang talk about being a filmmaker, can you do everything or parang you have your director, you have your producer, you have your editor?
So skill-wise, for me personally, I can do everything in a way. Parang I have...
It's ideally, di ba? You should know. Naman, you shouldn't do everything, but you should know at least.
Yes.
Okay.
So I started out as an editor, and that was parang my path. That gave me a pathway towards learning everything else.
Okay.
So nung nag-edit ako, parang ang dami ko hinahanap as an editor dun sa team namin. Until to the point na, okay, sama na ako sa shoot. And then, sama na ako sa shoot. Okay, pagamit ako ng camera. Kasi may mag-set up pa para sa akin ng camera.
Okay, get. So,
Tapos ako
when
na
you say
mag-frame.
you edit, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in the shoot. So, it's just, bibigyan nila sa'yo yung all the, what do you
All
call
the
it?
files,
Films, reels,
and then,
files, okay. And
all the
then,
footage, script, and then debrief ako ng director, and then I'll just do the edit. But meron din times na pinapapunta ako sa
Shoot.
para din maintindihan ko yung
Process.
buong process.
Okay.
And kung meron din akong suggestions,
Inputs.
up front, at least ma-voice out.
Mabilis,
Or pag kunwari, kasi sila, meron mga ibang um, sets na, or may ibang situations na, oy, sige, ano na lang natin yan, sa post na lang natin yan, ayusin. Ganun.
And it would be easier kung nandun ka na sa shoot.
Kung nandun
So
ako,
parang
sabihin
sa
ko,
pag-edit,
Wag nyo,
wala nang back and forth.
at
so
least
parang,
masasabi ko doon na hindi natin, mahihirapan ako. So, ayusin nyo na lang ngayon. Ganyan.
So when we say films, kasi di ba, may mga genre. So may horror, may comedy, may documentary. Tama ba? Pero correct me if I'm wrong. So parang, do you get to choose what you want as a filmmaker, or parang it depends on like what you like at this moment?
So, right now, I would say that I'm primarily a documentary filmmaker.
Okay.
Na in terms of my experience, that's what I specialize in. Parang, I've been involved in narrative films, but hindi parang in terms of a role, parang hindi pa ako nagdidirect ng narrative, I would say. Parang short films lang when I was in college. But professionally, mas more on documentary yung ginagawa.
Documentary.
And for me, it was really more of the opportunities that would come up. And then, through those opportunities, feeling ko na-attract ko na lang din yung mga trabaho na gusto ko.
Okay.
Kasi parang na-realize ko, gusto ko to.
Kasi parang that's the path you chose. So, nag-align yung mga networks.
Nag-align
and
siya,
okay. So, parang I saw on your profile, it says environmental filmmaker. Okay. So, what does environmental filmmaker mean?
So, for me, it means that I'm very keen on working on projects that has a lot to do with environmental awareness, films that has environmental advocacies.
Okay.
Parang yun yung pinaka-main core of the project.
But parang that's your value.
Yeah, that's my value.
Parang whenever you want to work on a project, parang it needs to have that value.
Yes, yeah.
Parang respect for the environment. Does that correlate with you being a surfer?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when did you start surfing?
Ano lang, 2000.
Or how did you get into surfing? Because that's how I know of you. I know of you as a surfer, and then nagulat na lang ako na parang, you make films, and you do documentary, and so how did you get into surfing?
I got into surfing, una ko siya na-try, parang I visited Siargao in 2016 or 15, sorry, I don't fully exactly remember. And then doon ko siya na-try. And then doon din ako namulat sa, ito pala ang itsura ng surf town.
Okay.
Like, hindi pa ako nakapunta ako na lang yung 2012.
I mean, you go to the beach, but noong 2015, yun yung first na parang, okay, you'll go to a beach, hindi lang para mag-inom, hindi lang para mag-hang out, but to actually do an activity to surf.
Just to try. Hindi yun yung main intention ko, but I knew Siargao
You were on a
was
holiday
famous.
back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a holiday. I didn't really travel a lot during that time. Parang that kind of opened me up to, okay pala mag-travel. Kasi like, yun nga, I was an editor, so I was just used to being in my crew.
Right.
And I'm also introverted, so parang, I enjoyed na parang ako lang mag-isa.
Parang match yung
very intimate.
what you were doing that time.
Yeah. So, going to Siargao kind of took me out of my comfort zone to experience that full thing. Yun, dun ko na-experience yung surfing. And parang dun ako nagka-idea na, pwede pala ako, parang pwede ko to gawin na, pwede ako pumunta dito ako mag-edit. And then,
At the same time, parang doing what you love.
be in nature. Or just be in a different place.
And then, when did LU happen?
In 2018, I had a project in Baguio. I was also going through a transition. Parang the company that I co-founded, I left that company. I asked to be bought out.
The company was based in Manila.
Based in Manila.
But
Makati
you do
office namin.
prods everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, dun yung main office. And then, so parang, I was just parang exploring. And then I had a project in Baguio, a music video. And parang, before going to Baguio, ano yun eh, Labor Weekend.
Labor Day weekend. Do you remember what year?
2018.
2018. Okay, yun
Yeah.
yung year na nag-close yung Boracay.
Yes.
And then everyone went to La Union.
Everyone was
Okay,
here.
so you were here. Okay.
I was here. So before going to Baguio, nagpunta muna ako dito. Sabi ko, okay, punta muna ako dito since my friends are here. And then I'll go to Baguio after. So that's
To
what
work,
happened.
for work.
To work,
Yeah.
yeah. So yun yung nangyari. Parang tao dito and then tayong tao na masaya, party-party. As in, simula before Mona Lisa. So doon ako nag-stay malapit sa Mona Lisa, yung mga
Right in the center. May
Right in
stage
the
pa
center.
doon.
Yeah. But it felt so small. It felt so
Back
big
then.
when I was there.
Felt big.
Yeah,
Felt
parang
big, okay.
dun sa area ng bago mag Mona Lisa, parang feeling ko ang laki-laki na nung space na yun. Na pag lumagpas ako ng konti, parang ibang mundo na siya, parang ganyan. So yun, after that, niyaya ko yung mga nakasama ko sa
Baguio, to go back.
Magla Union muna tayo bago tayo umuwi. And then, yun na, parang, uy, okay dito na parang, it felt like paradise for me. And then, nakapag-surf din kami. So, parang yun yung second or third time ko matry ulit mag-surf. As a beginner pa rin. So, it's pretty recent. No?
Yeah. 2018. So, back then, you were still based in Manila.
I was still based in Manila.
After that long weekend, did you immediately decide to move here?
I had the idea.
Okay.
Kasi parang gusto ko na rin umalis ng Manila. I already had the vision of I wanna live close to nature or in nature.
So during
Close to the
that
water.
time, most of the projects are still in that company you were referring to earlier?
No
or
na.
ano na to, mga racket na?
Yeah.
ano na? Okay.
Parang mas freelancer na ako noon.
So when did the move happen to LU? You're based here, right? Tama.
I'm
You're
based here now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm based here now. So officially, I moved here 2019, mga March.
Okay, so 1 year after.
Yeah, 1 year after. But during that 1 year, parang I was already making steps to officially move here. Like yun, nakita ko na yung bahay where I live now.
It's the same house.
It's the same house.
Okay, when you first moved in 2019? Or have you moved houses? And
Unang nagstay ako pinakauna sa Oceane.
okay.
Kasi nire-renovate pa yung... I'm leasing now, yung house na nililease ko ngayon. I had to have it renovated.
Okay. So,
So
you were
it took
saying in
like
Oceana.
8 months.
Ah.
Stayed in Oceana and then nagstay pa ako dun sa dating bahay ni Tina. I roomed with Laura.
Yes, I remember. Okay. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember na.
So,
And then, were you also here when the pandemic happened?
yeah,
Okay, so you
I was here.
also got locked down here
yeah.
in La Union. Are the projects that came out after most related to surf?
Not really. Actually, yung parang pagiging surf filmmaker ko, it was more of a passion thing. I did have a project, fortunately, that was an environmental initiative that involved the local surfers here in La Union, which is the Soul Surfer podcast.
Yeah. The Soul Surfer
Soul
Vortex.
Surfers podcast. So now it's
okay.
the Soul Surfers Vortex.
Okay.
So I was fortunate enough to work on that.
You were interviewing mga OG surfers,
Yeah.
telling their stories.
Telling their stories. So it was really an environmental initiative to prevent the coal plant from being built here in La Union. So parang yun yung pinaka-main.
With the angle na through the eyes of the surfers.
Through the stories of the surfers.
Through the stories of the
Yeah,
surfers.
yeah.
Okay.
Through their perspective. Parang, giving
Yes,
them the
I
opportunity
remember.
to voice
Okay,
out.
naalala ko na. Okay.
Yeah. So,
And then, so right now, parang do you still do documentaries, or do you have big project upcoming, or
Yeah,
so parang what's keeping you busy nowadays?
Yeah. So I have a day job as well. But outside of that, I do have...
You have a day job?
couple
What's your day
projects.
job? Aside from filmmaking, what's your day
As a
job?
filmmaker pa rin naman.
Okay. Akala ko you have a totally... Okay.
For an Australian-based company.
Australian.
Yeah, Australian-based company. So medyo malayo sa pagiging environmental filmmaker. So, but it's still kind of... Meron pa rin naman.
So you're
May
doing
time
this
pa rin.
full time?
full-time na
Okay.
remote work.
Okay.
At the same time, I have a film that I'm currently working on, na 2 years. Yeah, 2 years na ongoing.
In the making.
In the making. Yeah. It's a collaboration with Leroy New, which is an artist based in the Philippines. And then also it was supported by Search Mindscape Foundation.
Sorry?
Search Mindscape Foundation.
Okay.
Who funded that film to make
Okay.
it happen. Yeah. So right now, we're still in production stage. Documentary siya, so medyo mahaba yung proseso. It's about the Maybuyan vessel that's here.
The installation. Okay.
It revolves
Right by the
around
beach.
that, right by the beach. So that's one. And then, yeah, we have a film that's currently screening in different film festivals, which is meron. So, baka iba na yung dates pag nag-air to.
Anyway, you can talk
But yeah,
about
this
it.
October for Chicago Film Festival,
Okay.
saka Newport Film Festival. It's called Food Roots. So if anyone has an opportunity to watch that, so I'm part of that film as
In Chicago.
Chicago Film Festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you talk more about that film?
So actually, ano yun integral, parang very important part siya ng buhay ko nung ginagawa yung film na yun while moving here in La Union. Kasi nangyari siya as I was moving here.
Okay.
That was in, I think, very early 2019, mga January 2019. Nag-shoot kami in the Ilocos region. So it's about a film, his name is Pilidek. It's about him finding his roots here in the Philippines through food.
Through eating. Through eating or through cooking?
Both. Through
okay.
food in general. So
Okay.
it's about him looking for the recipes of his elders who are from Ilocos. the
Okay.
Ilocos
So
region.
medyo related pa rin kasi parang it's region 1 within the region. Okay.
So, yun din yung first experience ko na makapag-visit makapunta ng vegan. Dumaan kami dito sa La Union, pero unfortunately walang
Surf
point
that
of
time.
interest
Yeah.
dito sa La Union.
Ah.
So yun, so La Union and then Baguio, umabot din kami ng Kalinga. Yeah. So exploring mga delicacies.
Okay.
Ilocos
And
delicacies.
how long did it take for you to finish that documentary?
So sila kasi nag-edit and then they have a director. So parang line producer ako dito sa Pilipinas and also a cinematographer. So that gave birth mga, I think 2017 nag-start yun eh. And then 2018.
And then it's only gonna be shown this year.
This year. So it's
Grabe.
2023.
So ilang
matagal.
years? Parang 6 years. So talking about parang your current project, are you gonna do anything focusing on La Union and surfing in La Union?
So yeah, with my current project, it has a lot to do with La Union as well.
The one with Leroy.
The one with Leroy. So one of the main intention of that is to showcase the beauty of La Union. And then in terms of surfing, I do plan to make a narrative
Okay.
project na surf-related na film. Or at least it's something that I want to do personally. So, parang meron na akong idea and all. Baka rom-com, surf, I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, meron ako ongoing na, I'm just continuously documenting Perry and his journey.
Perry is a local surfer.
Perry Ventura is a
Okay.
local surfer in La Union. He was born and raised here. He just recently won the Kabugao.
Yes.
Kaliguan leg.
Tama. Yeah.
So, ongoing lang yon and let's see where it goes. It's really a passion project. So it's really to help him with fundraising, and ako naman, my interest is parang ano ba yung journey ng surfers competing, and
Especially doing the tours.
especially doing the tour.
Okay.
And also, parang recently, na-realize ko na, kasi he used to live in front of the beach.
Okay.
Sa May Point.
Yeah.
Doon sila nakatira. And then eventually, they moved out. So
So
now,
the whole story, aside from just competing and...
yeah, could be about displacement.
Okay.
Kasi parang, ano ba yung impact nun? Parang, like si JR, nakatira siya sa tapat ng point.
Yes.
Beside Elohim. But now he had to move out. Naipat na rin siya ng, pero parang may advantage kasi sila before na they live in front of the
in front
spot.
of the surf.
Yeah. So now, how does that play?
Yeah.
Parang,
Would you say moving to La Union makes things easier for you in your profession, or Parang, did it make things harder? Mhm.
Definitely moving here, creativity-wise, it's very conducive to creativity. Being with nature, parang mas clearer yung utak ko. I was able to parang health-wise, I'm healthier, I would say. Kasi I was able to create a routine and just having this space, being surrounded by the ocean.
The ocean. So, parang
Having
it
the
inspired
sunset
you. Yeah,
every
yeah, yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Sakto.
malaking factor niya eh. Um, Business-wise, you also have to adjust kasi basically nasa Manila yung
Yeah,
pera.
yeah, yeah.
So, I'm fortunate enough that I think it benefited a lot of people like me, mga, let's say, digital nomads, na nag-normalize na yung pagiging
Yes.
remote. So, I'm able to still work on projects in Manila while being here. So, yeah. So, I feel like I would still prefer
Being here.
being
Being here. Being
Definitely.
based here in La
Yeah.
Union.
And also being able to be close to people.
Okay.
Like the proximity of being able to meet, to connect with people that could also parang bring you opportunities. And vice
With
versa.
your, with your, I mean, the network that you
network,
wanted to create for
yeah.
yourself.
And with being able to connect with other filmmakers or creatives, that's also here.
That's based here. Yeah.
Iba kasi yung energy pag dito.
Yes. As
Mas
compared
parang-
to the city and masyadong cluttered. And
Yeah, parang mas open. Like, yung mga tao mas open.
Yes.
Pag nandito sila, vacation mode. So, yung conversations nyo, mas
Easier.
mas authentic. Feeling
Okay.
ka, mas genuine, mas relaxed.
Thanks, Chino, for coming in today. Good luck with your project.
Salamat din.
And
Appreciate it.
hopefully, parang you finish everything soon. We're excited about. I'm really excited, especially with the Mibuyan one, diba? Kasi parang no spoilers, but everyone wait for it to come out. Okay. Thank you, Chino.
Salamat. Thank you, Rafi. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, Alpas La Union, Alpas TV, Alpas Siargao on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Come visit Alpas, whether in La Union or Siargao, we'll always have a chair for you. See you next time at the Beach Chair.